Dragon Age Inquisition was rated M for mature by the ESRB and contains blood, intense violence, nudity, sexual content, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, my name is Amaronith and I play games for the internet, and today we're playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Last time we ran about Haven, talking to more people and doing a couple of little this and that missions to figure out how things worked. This time we're about to head into the Chantry to finally talk with the people in there. Oh, heck.
Does it trouble you?
Where does it come from?
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Sounds dangerous, sounds like fun, you have an idea. Sounds like fun.
What harm could there be in powering up something we barely understand?
Hold on to that sense of humor. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition.
Hey, it's the boy!
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley.
Hi,
I
buddy.
fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan.
You speak Elven.
You just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Impressive titles.
That's an impressive bunch of titles.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Was?
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That was quick.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you, a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
So, yeah, about that Herald of Andraste?
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, it's a little unnerving.
It's a little unsettling.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign. And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
The breach doesn't worry them?
They aren't more concerned about the breach, the real threat.
They do know it's a threat. They just don't think we can stop it.
The Chantry is telling everyone you'll make it worse. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
Why would she help us?
Why would someone from the Chantry help a declared heretic?
I understand she's a reasonable sort. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the Hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Operations. The War Table allows you to apply the power of the Inquisition throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Mother Giselle is in the Hinterlands, which can be found on the Ferelden side of the table. But the game?
You were saying something about... Cullen?
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here.
Loading, 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 loading. There we go. Conquered by Orlais, torn by civil war, and ravaged by the Fifth Blight, Ferelden is no stranger to hardship. With the Veil weakened, the land is more turbulent than ever. And then, Orlais. Known for its culture of extravagant nobility, yet also as the birthplace of the Chantry, Orlais is the most powerful human nation in Thedas. And then, Inquisition perks. In the perks menu, you can select perks that provide unique benefits to your party. The number of... But I was reading that... We don't exactly have any points yet to put into these. But we get our forces. Endurance training fit for a soldier. Under this, we get... underworld knowledge, detailed study of underworld customs and their brutal but practical applications, opens up new dialogue options related to criminal activities, and grants plus 50% XP for each codex entry unlocked. Mache's method, a methodology developed by an Orlesian blade master and used by chevaliers to analyze their own performance in combat, grants a 5% increase in XP earned from killing foes. And so on and so forth. And there's secrets, arcane knowledge, optimal cutting, which, you know, eagle-eyed, enhanced studies. This is what we want. Deft hands find tools. The training, gear, and experience working with master locksmiths needed to tackle the toughest and most ingenious locking mechanisms allows all rogues in the party to open masterwork locks. And also the forward scouts, but that's later. But yeah, so we're gonna need basically, you know, this. We could get this before we get one of these, but yeah, we definitely want deft hand find tools. Connections. This is basically merchant stuff. We can get rarer options. We can, high quality materials, only the finest, highest quality rare materials, rare inventory, friends in high places. And this is how we get more this also. We basically want everything here. hit the history knowledge, the anti-even tailoring, which increases our inventory capacity, the Imperial Court tailoring, which increases by another 15, tempered glass flasks, which adds 1 more potion slot for all party members, and gain 1 combat ability point for the Inquisitor only. But meanwhile, War Table. Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. Perform the scouting operation for the Hinterlands on the Ferelden side of the War Table. Okay, so we have power. We spend power on the War Table to open up new areas. Scout the Hinterlands, we need 1. And also, we can send, using the War Table, we can send our agents throughout on certain missions. We can use our agents that work under Josephine, our agents that work under Liliana, our agents that work under Cullen. This is the only one. This one, we can only use Liliana. I do like that the ravens in Thedas seem to have mohawks. Hello, Mother Giselle. I mean, obviously, that's Mother Giselle. Scout the Hinterlands. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Master Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe, who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Lead Scout Harding. And because we've unlocked a new area, we have the option to travel there right now. We're not gonna. You now have access to missions. Mission operations takes time and bring the Inquisition's resources and rewards. Only 1 mission per advisor can be active at a time. Some missions have a preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by an associated advisor. Blech. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. So, we need 8 power to unlock this area. Let's gather coin. I'm not going to go into that yet. We need 4 for this one. The Black Emporium. It's a DLC. We don't need any power, but we can only use our forces. A ship has been secured. Be wary of what you find in the Black Emporium, Inquisitor. I have heard many frightful tales. Cullen. Not gonna go there now. And all that remains that we can do is up here. And I'm going to take 1 moment. So the thing about these missions is that depending on who completes them, you can get different stuff, but also it could unlock more things down the line. And also, it's kind of fiddly figuring out what the most favorable outcome is. So I've been looking it up. So, contact Clan Lavellan. Here's one. Clan Llewellyn offers greetings to the Inquisition and wishes it well in sealing the breach that has opened in the sky. While some Dalish clans hate humans and wish nothing to do with them, Clan Llewellyn has always dealt fairly with all and wished only for peace. That said, we have on occasion been forced to defend ourselves from those who saw us only as potential victims. It has come to our attention that a member of our clan is being held captive by your Inquisition. He went to the Conclave only to observe the peace talks between your mages and Templars, and we find it highly unlikely that he intentionally violated your customs. If he has been charged with a crime, we would appreciate hearing of it. If not, it would ease our concerns to hear from him to know that he remains with the Inquisition of his own will. We await your reply. Keeper Istimithoriel Llewellyn. So, looking up what I have and knowing what I know, if we send Cullen, fighting will break out and members of our clan will die. I don't want that. Even though it will take less time, the time that that these missions take and require is real world time. So, but thankfully, this time also passes even when you're not playing the game. So, if I were to take a break in recording on a mission that, takes 24 hours, which there is one, I believe. I remember seeing it. Then by the time I start recording again, for you, it's like no time has passed at all. So we'll send Liliana to do this one. The Dalish respect deeds, not words. Let my elven agents deliver something the clan needs as a show of good faith. Or, your people must be approached... There's also Josephine. Your people must be approached carefully. One of our elven scribes could deliver a message and share the news. Let's go with Josephine. I think Josephine would do better with this than Liliana.
Let us begin.
And so now it's going to take 15 minutes. Then there's Harden Hightown 3, Varric's Revenge. Ruffles. I need a favor. Actually, let's call it a loan, since I'll pay it back. I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Harden Hightown 3, The Repuncheoning, appeared in print form from an Antivan printer a couple of weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had my contacts in the Merchant Guild look for the author a couple of years back. The best they could find out after spending a couple of $100 gold was that Pyrrhal Bellenforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guild. From Varric. We're going to send Liliana because Liliana's the only one we can send. If this author has evaded the Merchants Guild, the Crows might be a better choice for investigating him.
Let's see what we have.
And then there is the Terran of Highever. To whom it concerns, the Tyranneer of Highever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justinia V. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we had high hopes that her conclave would succeed. We will hold a vigil in Highever in remembrance of Justinia, and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Sincerely, Terran Fergus Cousland. For those who remember, and you might not, maybe you didn't watch the those bonus episodes of Dragon Age Origins, the Couslands are the family that Arl Howe Rendenhau had slaughtered. But the Fergus Cousland is the brother of the Cousland child that would become the warden if you chose a human. Rather, if you chose a human and who was a non-mage. But all we have left to send is Cullen. We have a number of Ferelden officers. We could send an honor guard to High Ever. And that's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Okay. That taken care of. What? Investigate Serold. We will have to check that out later. But however, all of our advisors are busy. So now we are done here. Activate quests by accessing your journal from the hero menu. Blah blah blah. Active quest. So world travel. When not in a dungeon, you can use the quest map to travel to distant locations. Press blah, the quest map. Press Y from the quest map. Access the world map. Travel to unlocked areas. We'll do that later.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Master Lavelan, this is the Marquis Durellion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven.
What?
House Durellion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
You own this land?
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denver, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia.
Where was she when the cult was here?
She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
But the Divine's advisors founded it.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentagus that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
Your
I'll
mask
think on
is
it later
hideous.
with you. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Does the Marquis own Haven?
Do the Durellions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durellions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
You handled the Marquis well.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
did you become ambassador?
May I ask what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What's your background?
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
I'm glad you're here.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montdidier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas' politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Children of Andraste. Too long. You! Hello?
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. I never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
Oh. I found something for you.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
Okay. Yeah,
We can use that.
Sweet.
You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use.
So, you're a mage.
You said you were a mage?
No, just an apprentice. I was never very good at magic. I've got just enough talent to be a danger to other people. But when the mages rebelled, people like me had nowhere to go. The Templars would have killed us. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil I was protecting.
You protected the Tranquil.
You said that you were keeping some of the Tranquil safe?
Yes. The mages took some of them when my Circle rebelled. The rest were forgotten. Most Circle mages look down on the Tranquil, or try to pretend they don't exist. They don't have any emotions. They can barely take care of themselves. Can't defend themselves at all. It's a shame. I like them better than most people.
They're lucky to have you.
I'm glad they have someone who cares about them.
They deserve better. They're polite, they're rational, and they'll never get angry at you. When they study, they have a focus no normal person could ever match. But the Templars, even some of the mages, mistreated them just because they could. The Tranquil never fought back. If not for that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
You didn't join the rebels.
I'm surprised that even an apprentice mage wouldn't join the rebellion.
I don't like using magic to fight. I'm not good at it either. I like studying. I like performing rituals that helped us unlock the secrets of the Veil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe.
Well, this is Revas, so he would. Pity you aren't Dalish.
You might have done well among the Dalish. Our mages are encouraged to study safely.
Fenner will take the Dalish. Don't let my lack of Valisline fool you, Lethleen. I was a proud member of my clan until my magic manifested. You know what happens when they have too many mages. They gave me a pack and sent me into the woods to find my own life. I was 7 years old.
My clan found other ways.
My clan never did that. We sent those gifted with magic to other clans, or...
I stumbled into a village, starving and cold a few weeks later. I started using magic to scare predators away. The villagers saw me make fire in my fist. They were terrified and wanted to kill me. Templars saved me from them. They gave me food and clothes and took me to the Circle. I've seen what life is like without the Templars, and I want no part of it. I just want to study.
So, trying to avoid the pile of dung that we stepped into, you research creatures.
said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting in your travels, I'd appreciate you bringing it to me. I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting various creatures. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
Why study creatures?
Why did you decide to research dangerous creatures?
I like the outdoors. The idea of the outdoors, anyway. When some monster is coming at you, glowing eyes and burning claws, it's terrifying. But once you know how it works, you can deal with it. It's just another part of the world. So much of this world is only frightening because we don't understand it.
But Leliana's ready to report in. Okay, cool. Goodbye.
I'll speak with you later.
Thank you again for what you've brought back.
So... My dear Leliana, your author friend is truly a mystery. Our search uncovered only a string of foreign accounts. The trail of coin led from Antiva to Deventer to the free marches to Norlay. Someone hid their tracks well, but not well enough. Your writer is in Kirkwall, and remember you owe me a favor. A. Rewards received an amulet of power. And so while I was looking things up, Leliana and Josephine also finished theirs. Josephine and Cullen finished theirs. Commander Cullen, your honor guard was a welcome sight at the Divine's vigil. As a measure of thanks, I am sending Ferelden arms and equipment for your troops. Sincerely, Taryn Fergus Cousland. Rewards received, Ferelden Captain Longsword. And contact Clan Lavellan. Dalen, Adarana Tishan, it does my heart well to hear that you are safe. Our clan was visited by members of the Inquisition who spoke persuasively, of the good work you are doing, as well as the fairness with which our kind have been treated by the Inquisition itself. You know that Clan Lavellan has little by way of gold, but I gave the messengers some of our healing herbs, and as Soleil's blessed us with abundance in our recent foraging. We would be a distraction if we came to the Inquisition itself, our hunters arguing with humans as they so easily do. Nevertheless, if you need aid, send word and we are with you. Dareth Shiral, Keeper Istamathorial Lavellan. And they sent Blood Lotus, which is nice. And so now that we've got all three of our folks again, address a nobleman's concerns. Herald, your Inquisition says it's for order against chaos, reason, and darkness. If you stand by this, come forth and drive the heretics from my lands. They claim to be refugees, but I have seen elves and apostates among them. Filthy savages, tearing at our roots. Our monarch refuses to send forth armies, and my own knights were decimated at the conclave. I require your aid and return to peace to my lands. Require your aid to return peace to my lands. Prove your loyalty, and I will see you richly rewarded for your faith. Praise the light, Lord Kildarn of Ferelden. Josephine. Ah, yes, Lord Kildarn, a pariah even among his peers. Let us send a polite refusal and nothing more. Leliana. We can take advantage of his raving. My spies can harass the refugees into moving somewhere else to win Lord Kildarn's favor. Or Cullen. We could send a few patrols, but I would prefer they help the refugees, not this Lord Kildarn. Yeah.
To work?
To work, Cullen. And investigate Seralt. Seralt is a town on the farthest reaches of Orlais, known for its glassworks and tainted by its great shame, an ancestor of the current Marquis. Apostate and abomination, the shame brought such disgrace upon Seralt that even his name was forgotten. Seralt is a pariah and has become refuge for outcasts and the strange, but Divine Justinia V considered releasing Seralt from the punishment imposed by the Chantry for the shame. She traveled to Seralt on her way to the Conclave, going out of her way to do so. It remains one of the last places she visited before she died, a detail that cannot be ignored. Now, hang on. The rulers of Seralt are descended from the shame and would benefit from Justinia pardoning Seralt at last. They cannot be trusted. I will go to the people instead. Josephine, I will send an emissary to the thousand-windowed castle. I'm sure we will be allowed to carry out our investigations if we make an ally of the Marquis. Gonna send Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
Which means... gather coin. Up until now, Inquisition forces have had the benefit of the Chantry's deep coffers. Now the Inquisition is forced to seek out its own sources of revenue if it is going to grow further. Trade in and out of Haven is limited at this point, but there are various opportunities to earn coin, provided the Inquisition is willing to focus its efforts on the matter. Trading in favors with merchants and the nobility is my specialty. It could earn us a great deal if we're careful.
At your service.
Now, gather coin, missions on the war table are repeatable. So, such is such is such is such is such. Okay. Gracious, now I gotta get my timer back up in front of me, and okay. All that done, we're leaving. Amulet of Power. Varric approves. Cullen is ready to... yeah, we got that, okay. Inventory. Amulet of Power. Varric only. Gain an ability point when equipped. Single use. See? And now Varric has an extra ability point. Archer's Lance. Eagle Eye. Leaping Shot. Full draw. Explosive Shot. Apply. Okay. So that leads to... where does this lead? We never went down here. I was going to, but then I got distracted by the yelling of Chancellor Roderick earlier. There's stuff down here. Founding the Chantry. We'll read that later. Chantry hierarchy. Read that later. And pick a lock. If I could zoom in, I would show you that, like, they even show his fingers moving the lockpicks. Such a neat animation. Read Disciples of Andraste. The Black City. Loot. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. Yeah. Oh, I know where this is. We were here. When we, woke up from the explosion. Apparently, we had been, down here after, like, in that opening, cutscene, we had been, when we fell out and then we woke up, we had been down there for 3 days, apparently, according to those, notes. If you thought my faffing about was bad before, this game makes it so much worse. Misplaced notes. Written by one of the scholars responsible for restoring Haven, the notes have obviously come loose from a ledger of some sort. It took weeks of scrubbing bloodstains from the stone. One of two things is true. Either stone is more porous than I thought, or Maker's beard, there must have been a lot of blood. How many people died? I'm so relieved I didn't have to deal with the altars of sacrifice the first arrivals found. Those were tossed off a cliff, I think. So now we just have to deal with the stains on the walls and floors. If this doesn't clean up in a day or two, I'm asking for some fresh plaster. Maybe we can cover them up. Still, it's not all bad. Haven is a beautiful place, and while working in the dungeons, we found scraps of paper with writing that looks like Brother Ferdinand Genetives. He was held here for weeks before the hero of Ferelden found him. That's right. And last door. So, what's in here? None. Alright, well, that's pretty much everything down here. If you don't play as a rogue, there's a character you can recruit later who gets you the stuff from down here, like from the locked places.
Though the darkness comes upon me, I shall embrace
Yeah. Okay. And... oh, actually...
I'm used to delivering children and helping old men through the winter cough. Seeing these injuries.
I was with the Templars. I can tend any wound caused by blade or a mage's fire. I'll admit that demons are new, though.
Meanwhile, we've done what we can here. 'Cause we can't do these yet. So let's go to the world map. It's fun. And check out the Black Emporium. We only have 3 party members. We get more. Don't worry, we'll get more. However, these 3, if I remember correctly, are the only ones you can't piss off enough to make leave. Or rather, you can piss them off a lot, but they still won't leave. They'll just hate you. Vitar. Oh, here's another thing. Sometimes during the loading screens, codex entries will show up. Vitar. After extensive study of Qunari specimens you kindly provided, I've come to the conclusion that the painted markings on their face and body are not, in fact, solely for ceremonial purpose, but provide a practical benefit. Oh, I'm certain there's some cultural significance to the pattern and colors they choose, but the Qunari do nothing without purpose, yes? They call these markings Vitar. which is, in their tongue means poison armor. It's called this because the markings are magical in nature and actually harden their skin to iron-like quality without hindering flexibility. And my analysis says the paint consists largely of poison. It's mixed with something else, blood, perhaps their own, and that neutralizes the poison, but only for one with Canary physiology. Anyone else would perish. And that's why I don't read the codex entries during the loading screens.
Would you consider allowing me to acquire your hand? After your death, of course.
Sure. Read this later. Mirror of Transformation. If you don't like how your herald looks, you can change it here.
Help yourself to a sock from the basket.
Excuse
But
me?
only one.
Oh, a sock. That's not what I heard. I was like, help myself to a sock? Excuse me? Oh, we need a lot of money. Yeah, we need a lot of money. These are only weapon. No armor. Schematics? The But, crafting materials. You can buy crafting materials here if you need. But, they do get, pretty expensive on the up and up. So only come here for them if you really need them, or you need specific ones, like, oh, I don't know, plaid weave. But, none for now.
I have quite an extensive library on the history of forbidden magic.
Thank you.
It's back there, somewhere. I think I haven't been able to turn my head to look for 2 centuries.
Well, we're gonna go... Oh, foxes! Okay, in the meantime, we're gonna go to the Hinterlands. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Oh. Party can be healed with potions or by resting at Inquisition camps. Healing potions can be restocked at supply caches and camps. Tale of the Frostbacks. That's a lot. View lists of all your abilities in the character record to choose abilities easily for your character's battle menu.
of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's odd for a Dalish elf to care what happens to anyone else, but you'll get no backtalk here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No.
Pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Now, every time you first show up somewhere, you have a cutscene with Scout Harding. Oh, we don't have any. +1. Apply. Oh, nope, not what I wanted. And you. Dispel. Okay. Exclamation points are possible side quests.
Dispatch for you.
Report.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Which, Hinterlands tapestry. What is going on with my journal? No. Threat remains. Master of Horses, rifts on the outskirts, holdings in the Hinterlands. Okay. Here we go. So, the Inquisitor's path is always going to be the main plot of the game. Everything else is side quests. So this is a side quest for Varric. It will make him happy if we do it. Varric saw enough red lyrium in Kirkwall for one lifetime. Now it's everywhere, and the worst of it sings like the shard that drove his brother mad. Varric would take no small pleasure in destroying those. Locate and destroy primeval red lyrium nodes. We just need to destroy 12, but there's more than 12 throughout the world. And we're not going to look into the Thalomire or the Storm Coast because we can't go there yet. But here in the Hinterlands, Master of Horses, Horsemaster Dennett may be able to provide horses for the Inquisition. He just needs to be convinced. Rifts on the outskirts. Active fade rifts have been spotted on the outskirts and along Redcliffe Road. We need to close 2 of them. Holdings in the Hinterlands. Establish camps to hold the Hinterlands and support the Inquisition activity in the region. We need to establish 6 camps, and we've got 1 done already. And an Hinterlands tapestry requisition. Orlesian nobles are clamoring for tapestries with an Inquisition theme, so we need 5 pieces of velveteen and 4 decorative gems. Okay. But it's getting to be that time, and we're finally in the Hinterlands. So, I'm going to cut it off here, and next time we'll get around to getting here. And oh hey, there's Redcliffe. We'll get to Mother Giselle at the crossroads and see where we go from there. But until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.